All right, fans, we're back. Welcome to the Hoots Happening podcast. I've got my amazing co-host, Ashley, who is just a curmudgeon today. She hates everything today. And hey, this bar is functioning and working today, so if y'all hear any conversations in the background, be sure to like and post about it in the feed so that we try to get Steven on the air, but he was like, no, I gotta leave.
He burnt the rubber off the bottom of his shoes to get out of here.
Right, there was a dust cloud where he once was standing before he took off, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's cap last weekend. How was it? Friday night?
Busy. Saturday, busy as well. Both nights were pretty calm.
And Friday night was, oh God, now I'm drawing like I was here, I think, for a hot minute.
Layman's terms.
Layman's terms. Best band I've heard in a long time.
They're pretty good. They're really sweet too.
They covered a lot of different songs that you could dance to. Mm-hmm. You could actually get up, and took me back to 1990s whenever you could actually dance up against a girl. You know, your significant honey that you could get close to and enjoy some boot scooting.
Buckle rubbing.
Yeah, right.
Buckle rubbing.
Polishing the buckle.
Well, in 1990, I was 6.
Yeah, I know. I was 16.
Played with my Barbie dolls.
Wow. Well, I wouldn't have asked you to dance. That's for sure. So we had in layman's terms, and then
Rowdy Decker on
Saturday. And you love Rowdy Decker.
I do love Rowdy Decker. Right? He's so sweet.
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yep.
Oh.
Very low maintenance.
Low maintenance. Did you guys hear that? If you're going to be an act here, you need to be low maintenance. We like low maintenance, right?
Very low maintenance.
And we'll try to cue some B-roll here showing all the stuff that they're doing because, we're under construction right now. Today is Tuesday, and we will be ready by Friday for anything and everything. Steven and it's Bryce, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Steven and Bryce have been working their buns off here trying to get the audio going. They've reframed and redone the wall, and it's getting ready for the wrap. Yeah, construction galore, right? And you're down there slinging meat at Rendon Meats in the morning. Yeah. That's why you're so tired.
Morning. Yeah, I'm tired.
What time did you start this morning?
Like 7:30 or so.
7:30. She walks in with that cup and looks at me and goes, I could be napping right now.
And I've never had to do these things sober, so here we are.
And you still have to work tonight,
and I have
right?
to work tonight, yeah.
Oh, what a trooper. That's why you're here. You know, she's like, why did I have to be here? I was like, somebody's got to pay me. I don't know.
You could have waited till 7.
Right, I could have waited till 7 to get that check written, right? I don't know. I'd probably be drunk by 7 if I wait here till 7.
I would have even came a little earlier. It's not 2 hours early.
Awesome. So, all right, how was Monday?
Monday.
Well, Sunday's
we
Kinfol.
Closed Monday because Aaron Copeland was sick.
Aaron, that's right. I was going to interview Aaron.
Yeah, he was sick.
And he's got the laryngitis. He's got the throat issues, right? And that's got to be suicide. We hope you feel better, Aaron, because that's got to be, bad for your music career whenever you catch. Yeah. I know every time Brooks and Dunn came to the Houston rodeo, whenever I lived in Houston, they had one of them always had that, like the one with the mustache. He's always Kix Brooks or whatever. He always had laryngitis. Like when he showed up, I was like, dude, is it the end of his tour or something?
Something.
They get it, and he'd be out there playing the guitar, but he just couldn't sing during that time.
I've never been to a concert in my life, and I, when I went to Miranda's on Sunday, Neil McCoy played, and it was the best.
Really?
The best. He is the best. Well, I really wasn't paying attention to most of the day as far as the artist went, but I remember looking up, and I didn't even know it was him at first, and he had his hat on sideways, and I thought, what the hell is happening?
Billy's got his beer going.
I don't even know what song it was. I was just wondering why this man had his hat on sideways.
Oh my God, he's fun though.
It was good.
He's a tall dude. Yeah,
it was really good.
Really tall, and so that was my Neil McCoy story. So all right, so you partied at Miranda's for Cinco de Mayo.
I did.
You feel better? You got your Cinco de Mayo on?
Yeah, I missed it last year because I was in Vegas, and I hate to miss that day.
Miranda's is awesome.
Yeah, right? It was fun.
Brittany come in to get her tickets on Friday. She was like, I got tickets on Friday.
It was a lot
got
of
my
fun.
stuff. Yeah, so everybody had a good time, right? Cool. All right, so moving on. We've got Kinfolk Cornhole tonight.
Yep.
Tomorrow is
Oh, tomorrow's dance
the
lessons.
dance lessons and the $15 buckets most nights,
Correct.
and free pool and free darts.
Correct.
And Thursday night is Big B doing karaoke
Yep.
for us, right? And then Friday is who?
Red Iron Push.
Red Iron Push. And
Such a sweet, sweet group of young gentlemen.
yeah, good
They're,
songs.
They're
good
super cute. Yeah.
stuff to dance to.
Yes.
Good stuff.
They're pretty lively.
Okay. And then Saturday night is
Jesse Jennings.
Jesse Jennings. We all know Jesse. He's local.
He always packs the house for us.
Well aware of who Jesse is. Boy, candy she carries, right?
Yeah.
Right. Wonder if she's saying something bad. Y'all have to let us know. Her voice. Yeah. Put her on camera. She don't want to say nothing, right? She's back there serving drinks. You can hear her from a mile away, right? So, all right. And then Sunday we go back to Kinfol Cornhole, right?
Yep.
All right. And so you got some extra sacks tonight for me to borrow, right?
Yes.
I won't stick around and throw
Oh,
them.
you're playing.
I'm
Drug
doing
me
it.
here 2 hours early. You're playing.
Well, somebody got to video this because it's going to be
Oh, I
comical.
will.
It will be the stuff of like a blooper reel, right? You should see me play like beach volleyball. If somebody ever makes me like go play like something, like when you go to like family reunion or something, they set up a beach volleyball. They were like, all this family against this family. It looked like the Clampets out there. I mean, it had to have been the worst thing ever. That's the way my cornhole experience is going to go, right?
You cannot ask me to tell you the truth right now because I told you.
I know, right?
I'm a
Just
nice person today.
there's certain things
God,
that imagining me doing would not be, cornhole's going to be one of them, right? Horseshoes, that's another one. Horseshoes, I don't know. I have cousins that are like idiot savants that can like chunk a horseshoe perfect. They couldn't pass their, I got friends that couldn't pass the ASVAB to get into the military.
Yeah.
But they could throw the horseshoe and hit like 3 ringers or however many ringers, in a row, I mean, like.
I can't do nothing. I'm good at drinking and gambling.
Right. I'm good at drinking and embarrassing myself. That's
Yeah.
what I'm pretty good at. I have never had no trouble with embarrassing, and it doesn't take alcohol to do it, right?
Me either.
I could do that easily. We call that standing in the line at the post office. Man, have you ever stood in the wrong side or went through the long? I went through
to the
this.
post office in 100 years.
I had to go recently to mail
I
something.
think.
And I stood in the wrong line, and it was like a passport line, and they chewed me out. I was like, "There is nothing here that says passport."
I have
She
to
goes,
go.
"It does on the door if we close it." Well, the door was open. I didn't know it was a passport
I
line.
don't really have to go anywhere anymore. I DoorDash and I Instacart everything, and I really need a service for the post office, but I really only use it once a year, maybe.
That's some amazing stuff. My parents came to visit one time, and I DoorDashed like Wendy's or something.
Yeah.
My dad, I was like, "We got a Wendy's close by. Have you had Wendy's in a while?" "No, not in a while." So he's like, "When are you going to go get it?" And I said, "Oh, there it is." And the doorbell rang. My dad was like, "That was like magic," because they lived out in the country at the time.
Yeah.
I think they DoorDash now that they know where and how to do it.
Yeah.
Because they live in the city again.
Yeah, my husband's like, DoorDash? I'm like, well, I gotta feed them kids, and I ain't cooking, so.
Right. It's cheaper than, yeah.
It is cheaper now that it's just me and my 12-year-old most of the time, so it's a lot cheaper just to order versus going to the grocery store.
You going to bring her out here for karaoke?
She's been begging me, but
She can sing.
she can.
She's come out during the day whenever it's, and obviously we're 21 and up here. There are laws that provide that you can do some stuff, but I would love to sneak her in, just let her do one song and run
We
her
did
out the
talk.
door.
I think Kat and I had actually thrown around letting them come in early, like on a Thursday from like 5 to 7 or something.
Yeah, and sing a little bit and then go. Right.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. She's talented.
She's very talented.
She's got the
she
timing
plays the
down. You can
violin.
tell she's played music for
Yeah,
her whole life.
she
done
plays the violin. She's really good. I'm trying to get her to just use them strings as a fiddle, and she's looking at me like I'm crazy. But
she's violin. That's it. Huh?
I would much rather just listen to the fiddle in my living room though than the violin. It's pretty boring. It is real boring.
It's great for when you need to go to sleep.
It is so boring.
You're like, Mama's like, serenade me, play me a song. Mom, you're snoring.
And I feel like she just sits by my bedroom door and
Right.
starts practicing. Like she couldn't get any closer without being in my bed with me.
I didn't understand why my buddy would always come over to my house every day at like 6:30
Yeah,
and stay
violin
till
practice.
about 7:15. Yeah, his son had tuba practice.
Yeah.
And so he had one of those big, whatever it is that goes around them. It's
Yeah.
not the normal tuba. The tuba is the one that sits up, but he had the one that goes around them that they play in the band. But it's the that form of the tuba, and he had that thing in his bedroom and would play it, and my buddy was like, "It's 6:30. You mind if I come over?"
Yeah, it's rough sometimes.
You gotta. I bet the drums would probably be the worst. Right?
I don't know. I feel like if they sounded good.
Oh man,
I wouldn't
didn't they
mind.
have Guitar Hero for that? Don't they have
Yeah, one of the guys in the band on Saturday, he whipped out this little good piano that he wore on
Yeah.
him. And I walked up to B and I said, "What in the Guitar Hero is going on around here?"
Right.
And he goes, "Ashley, that thing is cool." He's like, "I've been wanting one forever, but it's literally like a piano that you wear."
Really?
It looked pretty cool.
I'm
And
sure
he
there was somebody
walking around
famous that
playing
did that.
playing it and everything.
Really? Right, so he got talent, huh?
Yeah,
I like that.
it sounded good. I don't know what it's supposed to sound like, but it sounded good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So and who was that did that? That was the one on Saturday?
Rowdy Decker,
Rowdy
yeah.
Decker. It was one of his band members, huh?
Yeah, they had a big old cello, and I think it's a cello, the big tall thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had a
Yeah.
big old cello. They had all
Like they
kinds
played
of
it like a
instruments.
bass guitar, or he played it with the
Hell if I know.
Oh.
I just seen it on the stage and
Oh,
wondered
yeah.
what it was.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was pretty cool, though.
One of my favorite bands has a song that they play, and the guy, he carries one of those big basses, it's a cello or whatever, and he strums like a bass guitar in it and stuff. So, and it's called "When Hell I'll Be in Good Company."
Our ceiling almost wasn't tall enough for it.
Really?
Yeah, it was a big old monster thing.
That's a
I
tall
just
ceiling
imagine
too.
packing that thing on my back.
I had to double check, like 10, 12 feet up there.
Well, you know, I told Emily when she first started playing the violin to play the cello because it looked pretty cool, but I could just see her trying to get to school and back with that thing.
Right. I know that a girl played like some instrument whenever I was in middle school and high school, and when she had to take it home, it was in a case that was just huge, and it took two people to load it up on. Like, she cracked the mirror on the bus driver's mirror.
Yeah.
And stuff, and one of the guys, like, she sat down and he was like, "Why didn't you pick up the piccolo or something? You could carry that in your
Find
purse,
the flute.
you know, the flute or something. You know, nobody would even know you had it on you if you didn't,
Yeah.
if you didn't show somebody." So, all right, cool. No drama, no nothing bad. You didn't have to
No.
refuse anything. It's been good.
No.
Thank you all for behaving, because
I had
you
a
do-
lot of anxiety on Friday about coming back to work because I've been gone for 2 months, and I thought this will be the day that all the crazies come out, but I didn't have any issues either day.
Yeah, Friday when I was here, it was, in layman's terms, was playing. It was a great crowd. It was a tame crowd, I
Yeah.
dare say.
Yeah.
And everybody looked like they wanted to drink, dance, have some fun, and go
That's
home
how-
safely.
That's how it was on Saturday too. I was shocked we were as busy as we were because the rain was crazy.
Right?
My house almost flooded. My yard looked like a lake.
And down on 1187, it flooded.
They
Down there, the bridge
closed.
closed.
By the time we got off work, every way out of here
Right?
was closed.
Yeah.
So we waited it out. We had to wait it out. No one could get anywhere. So
I had to take my tractor down to the land, so I drove down to Groesbeck, and on my way back, I caught the rain at, like, it started probably at about 9:45 or 10 for me, and I was like, I'm gonna go down there to Hoots and shit. Nah, I'm glad I didn't too,
Yeah, it
because
was
it
wild.
come down,
it was wild.
and it was flooding. I mean, like, it's still, they were showing stuff on the news that I'm like, wow, I was in my house. I'm glad I missed all that.
Yeah, pretty much.
People got swept away, and
Yeah,
I
there
saw
was
all
a
kinds of
child
horrors.
that got swept away
Yeah.
by my house.
Passed away too, did not
Yeah.
make it, and
Yeah.
unfortunately they were talking about that. So hearts and prayers go out to the family. That's awful. And so we've got that coming up this weekend, and $15 specials, $8 cover charge
On Friday.
on Friday, $10 cover charge on Saturday.
Yes.
I'm gonna video Miss Janice taking money from me because I try to talk my way through it. I'm like, don't you know who I am? I'm the host of your podcast. She goes, I bet your 20s look nice.
I feel like if I came through the front door, she'd charge me too.
I know, right? I gotta find
And
out.
I'd
where
pay
the-
it.
I know. I give it up in a heartbeat. I'm like, whoa. I'm gonna have to go to Steven and get a refund.
I'll have to pay it because
Steven, you have to refund me because this is awful.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
not telling her
awful.
no.
It's overdone. That's awesome. So, all right. Well, I'm glad you got to come on. I'm gonna go kick it over. We're gonna take a break and we'll go over to Kinfolk. And why don't you go lay down in the office or something? Find
no.
Is there like a
I'm not
little
getting
mattress
back up.
somewhere?
I'm not getting back up if that happens. I'm pretty tired.
I will start the Tahoe. You go sleep in my Tahoe with AC on.
I parked mine in the back so I
Oh,
can go
that's,
take a nap.
yeah, like, I want you to, yeah, that's where you go take a nap before it's over and done.
I'll be okay once it like the schedule irons out. I'll be fine.
Right. Once they get everything, I'm gonna have to go to work at Rendon Meats. If y'all are hired, I'm gonna come down there and learn how to be a butcher. I mean, obviously they need help. They got you working double time, you know. It's going to need something. I've learned how to be a butcher and make my own steaks, right? You pay me in steaks down
Literally,
there. Like,
me
that's
too.
what it'd be. You pay me.
Groceries are so expensive. Go ahead.
All right. So, all right, Ashley, we'll probably bring you back on later if we can, but
Okay.
don't have too much fun. And we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and I am here with Kinfolk Cornhole.
That's right.
Roger, tell me your name again. I'm so
Brandy.
sorry. Brandy. I'm so sorry. I
No,
butcher
you're
names
good.
all the time. And I've got you stored in my phone
Yes,
too. You know,
yes,
that's
you
what's
do.
funny is I got you stored in my phone, but I still butcher names all the time. It's a traumatic brain injury. I tell everybody it's a traumatic brain
Right.
injury. That's what it is. So, all right, Kinfolk Cornhole. Y'all have been here for now about a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks, and I would say the first night that I was here, you had a ton of folks in here.
We did. Everybody wants to be in on the new venture,
Right.
I would call it. So everybody wants to come check it out. So some of the people that support our group, they live Granbury out that way, but they support us, so they want to have a big showing and everything else. So they'll drive a little distance and come out and show us some support.
Awesome, awesome. And cornhole is how much to play?
It's $20 to play, 80% payout. And
Top
then
3 payout or
top 3 payout depending on how many players we got.
Okay.
Usually if we have 32 plus players, we'll pay out top 3 in the upper, top 3 in the lower.
Okay.
We'll break it after 32 because the PPRs, points per round, usually vary pretty good. You have some really good players here, and then you have some new backyard players.
I'm down there in the backyard.
Yeah,
I'm
I
down
would be. I would be down there behind you in the. I'd be like, there would be, you know, the junior league with the little kids.
Right, right.
Like, do y'all have the bunny slopes like for whenever you go snow skiing? I got to be on the little bunny slope.
I
like,
swear I'm always going to knock that little disco ball off
Right.
the ceiling because I always hit the ceiling.
because I just can't be outdone. I need to do something super insane, like knock the disco ball down.
Right, right. Be known for something.
You got to make the blooper reel at
Yeah,
least,
yeah.
right? You know,
Right.
like, I do not want to make the blooper reel. So, okay, $20 per person to play. There's no, I mean, you don't have to be an experienced player. You
No.
can be just come
No.
all, try it.
And Kinfolk kind of stands for that.
Yeah.
We start with social, competitive, and the top tier players. We've got top tier players in Kinfolk, but we push the small guys to come up. We've got a guy that started and he used to thank me after every tournament because I would carry him to a championship.
Yeah.
Now there's no way that I can even throw half of what he throws.
That's how good he is.
Yeah,
now, huh?
and he's
Right.
15.
Right.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. And I know whenever I could, so I have some nerve damage and it's been difficult for me to throw darts anymore. But there were people that I would play darts with, and there's some people that are. I'm like, what are you playing for? Eating money? I'll give you the money
Right,
back.
exactly,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, why are you acting this way? And then some people, you know, they're like, hey man, I'm sorry, I'm throwing so bad tonight. I'm like, have you not seen how bad I'm throwing? I throw
yeah.
consistently bad. But some people are just really, really good.
For
And
sure.
I wanted to ask you just real quick, when is it all about it for me? When it comes to like shooting a rifle, when it comes to shooting a bow and arrow, it's doing the same thing over and over with tiny little corrections.
Right. Yeah.
You'll
and
hear
that-
pitchers talk about that with baseball.
It's
horse
exactly
rifle.
like that.
That's it. So you pitch, and if you learn from somebody the right way the first time, you know, no mistakes.
yeah.
And then you could come in and it's a very social crowd.
It
Oh,
is,
yes.
very much.
They are.
That's the biggest part of it, especially places like this. Now, we do signature series with the Texas Cornhole League, where we travel to Waco and Shreveport and different things. It's very competitive there, but even there, they've got a backyard division all the way up to pro.
So you're not bored the whole time.
No. No, I can walk around and watch everyone in there.
And Brandy's the team mom.
Yes,
That's
I'm
what
team mom. I don't play, and I feel sorry for anybody that gets me. Every once in a while, I'm like, oh, I'm on. And then the next time I throw, like, I don't even hit the board. So, like, sometimes I just feel bad for my partner. But everyone typically is like, it's okay. If you just do this, if you stand this way or you change this way. The thing is I think I'm thrown for the hole every single time, but clearly I don't. But
Right.
there's a lot of people that will help you get there. So you don't have to be the best player, and you don't, they'll help you get through it.
Well, by the time I have the confidence to hit the hole, I will probably see 3 holes down there.
Yeah, I've been
Because
there.
Ashley's already told me since I made her show up to do this that I have to play tonight, and she has some sacks back there she's going to loan me.
There you go.
And for all you cornhole players that I've made fun of you in the past to your face,
You're so
I'm going to put video footage of me out there in this as a blooper of how horrible I'm going to, because guys will come in like, all right, so years ago, whenever I was younger, when I was 20, so that's 30 years ago, I come home from the service and guys are, I'm like, what is it you do? And I'm a professional bull rider. Oh, you are? Yeah, I've never heard of you.
Right.
And you're a professional bull rider. I read magazines, I watch stuff on TV. I would stay up late to watch that stuff on after hours. Professional, no, you work as an electrician, which is a noble profession. It's a good thing. You just paid your dues at the PBR. So now it's here lately at 50, somebody you're like, so what is it you do? Oh, I'm a professional cornhole player.
Right.
Oh, wow, I bet there's a lot of money to be made in that, huh? I mean, you're at a bar every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, trying to feed your family off of the possible $87 that you could win.
Yeah, you're lucky to cover your bar tab.
Right. Because I could tell you right now, even if I won, I would not be able to cover my bar tab on a Saturday night.
For sure.
That's just not going to happen. Maybe on a Monday night, you're getting buckets of beer or something, but not on Saturday night. So, yeah, I always laugh at so I made fun of a few of my friends about that podcast.
Now look.
On podcast and on other things. Now I'm a professional cornhole player. Well, now I'm going to be a pro. I'm going to show you guys how
Well,
it's
I mean,
done.
they do have it on ESPN.
They
there
do.
are some.
Isn't it
so
gonna
there's
be
some
like-
players that really do make good money doing it.
I turned it by the other day, and there was like a
It's there.
professional cornhole on ESPN, and there was a professional pickleball thing going
Yes,
on.
Right.
there is.
And I've been playing cornhole for as long as I can. I mean, it started off with washers whenever I was a kid, and we truly took a tuna can and buried it in the ground. And then as I got older, they made the boards where it's the 3 holes, and now there's cornhole has developed into what it.
That's exactly where we started. We started 2014. I opened my own company and went on my own, and I started doing washer tournaments, and all it was to do was to promote small business. So everybody got to advertise whatever. It was a big backyard tailgate, basically. And about 2 years into that, 2016, 2017, we had 64 teams, 128 players in somebody's backyard. Luckily, they had 4 acres. But
I was about to say that's a huge backyard.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
It was in Midlothian, so that's kind of where we got started. And then women and kids started really getting into the sport, and it started turning to cornhole, and we kind of progressed into cornhole, and we've been there ever since. So we've been kind of doing this for going on around 10 years running tournaments.
And I want to
Running
point out,
tournaments,
I want to point out something that you said, women and children, and for me that says money.
Yeah.
Right then and there for any business that sponsors a cornhole tournament, because you go eat where your wife or your kids want to go
Yes.
eat.
Yep.
You go do what your wife or kids want to go do. Men don't just, men don't say, hey, let's take a guys trip. That's
Right.
our equivalent is
Right.
going to the deer lease.
Right.
Right.
Men never say, let's take a guys trip, because if you took a guys trip, first of all, there'd be no food. You'd show up at a place, there'd be no pillowcases, there'd be no sheets.
Right.
Like, we need y'all, we need the team mom to come
Yes,
along
you
and
do.
coordinate.
And that is one thing that I really love about our group is that it is women, it is the kids, it is like, I never am concerned about my daughter playing with any of our guys because I know that they're paying attention to my kids.
Right.
Not that I want them to babysit them, but I do know that it is a family environment. Yes, people get a little mad when they're not winning, but they throw a little tantrum. But for the most part, it's very family friendly. So you can, be on a patio and have your whole family there and it be a day event. Like this weekend, him and my daughter are playing in a parent-child tournament. And it's just something fun that they can do. Not both players are great,
Right.
but it's something that they're going to do together. So it kind of brings your kids involved in things that you're doing because they can't play softball with you at the league or whatever. And not every kid is a star athlete. So this is a great game.
Right.
We have a lot of small, like some of them are 15 or 12 and they look like they're 8, and they are slinging bags like better than grown men.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I feel like it's just a big variety of people that can play cornhole and have a good time and compete on a very competitive level.
Well, the great tennis player Arthur Ashe, I read a book about him whenever I was young, and his father would play him in tennis and beat the snot out of him.
Yeah.
And when he was 5 years old, Arthur would get mad, quit. His dad would make him go play the next day.
Right.
And just beat the pants off of him until he was 11 or 12. And then he could not beat Arthur anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Every game Arthur ever won, Arthur truly won against him.
That's about where I am with my daughter right
That's
now,
what
Lexi.
yeah. And you need to learn how to fail. You need to learn how to
Yes.
screw up. You need to learn how to battle back from stuff. And the greatest of all time in anything is somebody that had to work hard at it. If
Yeah.
you look at
Yeah.
NFL quarterbacks, if you look at people who made all the way to the presidency, things
yeah,
like that,
for
they were
sure.
people that not necessarily came from something amazing. So I mean, like it's a great sport for you guys to encourage the children to
And they
play.
don't take it easy on the kids. Like, even if they come against a kid, they're like, I'm taking them out.
If
like,
you get a win, I don't care if you're 5 or you're 55. If you get a win, it's earned.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's giving them out.
no.
Yeah,
You know,
nobody.
It's very
can't-
competitive.
Nobody
We-
lays up.
Yeah,
in
No.
this
exactly,
sport, right?
exactly.
Nobody lays up in this
Yeah,
sport,
yeah.
and I truly respect that in anything that I've ever
too.
been a part of. Is that there's no points for second place. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
For this there is. If you win second place, you get to come away with a little bit. But
Yes, you
in the other stuff that you do in life, it's no points for second place.
Exactly.
And so you teach them, they let them learn, they earn a trophy, they earn the things that they do. They don't get.
You're competing in all aspects of life, including cornhole.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
I mean, whenever you
absolutely.
go for a job, you're competing with other applicants. You know.
And
I
you
mean, it's-
guys, you're 7 days a week with this, aren't you?
Yeah, we do. We play all over DFW, and we run it almost 7 days a week.
Okay.
When we do have an off day, usually we're doing it for a benefit or something to that effect. So,
So go ahead and plug your Facebook.
all right, it's Kinfolk Cornhole,
Okay.
and going back to the families being there and being involved and spending the day together, that goes to Kinfolk.
Yeah.
Where when I grew up, if your cousin's over there, they call him, hey, that's your Kinfolk over there.
kinfolk,
So it stuck, and we take it to heart. A lot of our shirts say family on it, and we do. We take care of each other. If somebody's down and in need, then
Right.
there's a benefit happening.
Yeah.
So
And I like to point out to people, you come in a stranger, you leave family.
for sure, 100%.
And
We've
you-
met so many great people through this.
Right.
I mean, it's amazing.
Right.
And we have a lot of people that just started playing with us, and they run our tournaments in different, because clearly we cannot be somewhere
Right.
7 days a week. We did try that at the beginning, and it was awful. Like, we had to have a family meeting about it. It was serious.
Right.
But we do have.
We were all going to get divorced.
Yes. My
how many
girls,
kids do y'all have?
We have
Three
three.
daughters.
Y'all were going 5 different ways,
Yeah.
right? Everyone
Yeah.
was divorcing
Yes,
everybody.
It was,
Yeah, like
it was a
it's-
deal. So we really have some great people in place that run different areas, because we're out in Ennis,
Yeah.
and then we play in Cleburne. Of course, we play here. We also have one out in Azle,
Haltom City.
Haltom City.
Wow.
So we're a little bit all over DFW, and granted, he doesn't run every single one of them, but we have great people that run awesome tournaments, and that's what he wants to do. Like, if you put it out and you're paying 80%, then you better pay 80%.
Right.
Like, if you say you're gonna not do more than 30 players, then don't go to 60.
Right.
So just getting a smooth tournament going and making sure they're running those tournaments the same way we would want them to run them here, I think is what made us grow so quickly. Like,
Yeah.
My God, the phone calls you probably
It's-
get
oh,
sometimes.
it's a full-time,
Yeah.
non-paying
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, because I'm not going to say what I was involved in, but I was at one time involved in a sport, and that dog is a horse. Every time he does that, it scares the bejesus out of me. He's such a sweetheart. He just wants to be petted, but every time he does it, it scares me. So I was involved in a sport, and the phone calls I got, and especially with it being a drinking sport, something
Right.
that you could do and drink at the same time, and there were no children involved, but you would have thought it was a child calling me
Yes.
on the other end of
Oh,
that
yeah.
phone. And I was like, dude, if you guys can't, like, if I have to drive down there,
Right.
I'm grabbing all the money up and
You're right.
leaving.
Yeah.
And just y'all will settle up on another day kind of thing, because it was so childish at times with
Right.
people doing stuff.
can
Fortunately for here, I mean, I'm sure that with anything in this world, I've seen dads fight at Little League games.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
I'm sure that people get upset and there's things said. I have always found that people are much nicer the next day.
Yeah.
after-
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they.
Especially if you have a significant other to point out how stupid you look.
Yeah, that'd be her.
Yeah, right. You got that one that goes, "Oh, do you remember last night? Do you remember?"
You need to apologize.
Yeah,
Just go ahead and do it.
Do you know who all you have to apologize? I made a list here if you would
Exactly.
like to see it.
Right. And part of her being team mom, she will go talk to the person and say, hey, you need to act
Sure.
right and do the right thing, you know.
Because-
Because we represent Kinfolk and we try to put it out there as, you know, we're very social. Everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be mistreated.
Well, I like your announcement the first night. I was here the first night, and your announcement the first night was, I don't care what happened 2 days ago. I don't care what happened last week.
Right. Right.
We're here. This is the way this is going forward.
Yeah.
And that's how we live.
That's right. That's
And
right.
I do that with my business, with doing podcasts. You will never hear me say anything negative about anyone who's been associated with me in the past.
Right.
Ever. As a matter of fact, anyone who is associated in the past, I've reached out and they were like, well, I thought you would never talk to me again. I'm
Right.
like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
They're like,
Yeah.
I didn't think you'd want me on your podcast. Of course I do.
Right.
Well, that one time, and I was like, I don't remember any of that
Life's
stuff.
too
Like
short.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I drank a beer and slept since then.
Exactly.
Right.
So chances are, unless you did something really, really, really bad that
Yeah.
someone else would have to remind me about, then I probably don't remember
And I
anything.
think with our group, if we brought a friend to come play, they know how we are and they control their person for the most part. So I don't really feel like we have to
Nah.
intervene in that too much anymore. Now, at the very beginning, you little kid throw a fit and you were like, hey, you can't be a grown up and play in here. You didn't cry.
Right.
And so he
You can't-
did.
Yeah, you have to
do
tell
that.
kids all the time, you can't be running through here.
Right.
Right.
You know, you're going to get hit with something.
Yep.
And granted, these are sacks, so
Exactly.
maybe you'll survive.
Better than horseshoes.
And horseshoes or washers or darts.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And when we were young, I don't know how old you are, I'm 50 years old, we had lawn darts.
Oh yeah. We did. too.
That was a missile that you threw across the
It should
yard.
have came with helmets.
It
Right?
should have, yeah.
And I had an uncle. They one time found out I think I was aiming for him. They like, I think you're aiming for him. I've been aiming for him since y'all bought these lawn
You're
darts.
right, I was.
From the time I was 8 till I was 12 and they outlawed them, I've been aiming at him.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's exactly right.
I think they still make them, but they got these plastic rings.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah,
there's
they're a
so
little-
many
lot safer.
warnings.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had missiles.
Yeah,
Ours looked like
100%.
something that fell out of an airplane and went in and broke a bunker in Iraq whenever it
Sure
hit.
did.
That's what we had. It was a scary, scary thing. All right, so now y'all are, there's 2 matches on Sunday.
Yep.
And what times? Give them to me.
So we originally we were going to do in 1 and 7,
Okay.
but the 1 o'clock's finishing in time to start at 6.
Okay.
So we're going to start moving it up to 6 because Sunday night people want to get out of here. They got to work Monday.
yeah.
So on Sundays it'll be 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. start times. We do cap it at 40 players so that we can get done in a reasonable amount of time. And then on Tuesdays it'll be 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Usually we're done around 11:30.
Okay. And I will be done much earlier. I am fairly certain I will be done much earlier. I feel
Hey,
Feel
you
sorry
never
for my-
know. You could get beginner's luck.
I could get that amazing partner that's just swish, 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 and I'm over there going, maybe one hits
Yeah.
and he like knocks it in. Somebody else knocks it in. Thank God I'm playing.
So
right?
the way we run it is 4 rounds, and then the 4 rounds you'll play with a different partner every single time through the 4 rounds. It'll rank you on how well you throw, and then we'll match you up. We'll do a top, middle, or a random is what we usually do. That's a random top half with a random bottom half. It just evens the playing field up, and then you'll have a permanent partner for that double elimination.
Okay.
So
And so let me ask you this: are your stats always tracked for you?
yes,
So once I'm on with Kinfolk and I log into the system, forever I'm being tracked, and it'll tell me
yes.
Yes.
It's an app called Scoreholio, and
as I grow with my profession.
exactly right. Yeah.
Is it like an earned running average? I mean, like I don't know.
it
Is
really-
it kind of like
It
baseball?
does.
It really is.
100%.
It really
It's like
is.
game
Can I log
changer.
in and look later?
sure
on?
can.
Yes, you can.
Scoreholio,
Yep,
huh?
Scoreholio.
It is like game changer.
It's amazing.
if you're with baseball.
It makes people like me look like they know what they're doing on running tournaments.
Really?
Scoreholio is amazing.
It is, yeah, right. I wish there was something like that for podcasts that made it look like you know what you're doing, right? Nothing worse than whenever you. So, the funny thing about podcasts, if you ever want, because we talked about doing one for the cornhole tournaments, or just cornhole in general. When you go to track your stats, it looks horrible. It's like only 6 people watch, but everything's 100%, 100%, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
And so whenever I was talking with
right.
somebody else, they were like, "Yeah, but look at this. You've grown by 100% since
Right.
day one." consistently every day. So it's doubled in numbers and stuff. And you're like, but I haven't. No, that's how many people you're reaching out to.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, if you
Right.
got to turn people away, you got 40 people coming in, and you got to turn them away because you, like
and
you
we
said,
do have a wait list
I
sometimes.
can't bring on 42. I've got to stop it at 40.
Right,
That's
you do.
the
You
rules that we have.
Yeah.
And
Right, right.
you guys run over here, and maybe y'all can get in on that tournament.
Exactly.
Right, kind of thing.
And it gets them to pre-register so we know, what we're expecting as well.
How many boards, how long it's going to take, that kind of deal.
Sure. Because you were limited on space. You
Right.
got 4 boards on either side out here, so that means only 4 teams going.
Right.
Well, I guess it's
Yeah.
8 teams playing
Exactly.
at one
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of games to get through.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
So that's why he's got to kind of stick to that, so we're done by a certain time.
Awesome. I can only imagine how much fun you guys are going to have in the future too as it goes along. So, all right, what's your worst cornhole story?
Oh.
Well, the worst cornhole story probably is just somebody being at an establishment like this that's allowing us to use their facility to take over, and somebody punches a hole in a wall or kicks something and breaks it, something to that effect.
Well,
That-
let me piggyback off of that and say you're not alone. I
Okay.
have seen individuals hit dartboards.
Oh, okay.
I have
Wow.
seen individuals throw a pool ball,
Right.
break a cue stick.
Right.
I have seen individuals do that. So, yes, to the individuals who want to do that, we will take your credit card and make you pay for the damage that
Right.
you have done. Somebody is going to get restitution for it.
Yeah.
Right.
and that's unfortunate that that happens.
It does.
You know?
It's at a minimum, but it does happen, and we address it. And the Scoreholio app that we were talking about now has a ban feature.
Yeah.
So you
You
cannot
can
register
ban
for my
someone.
tournament. I can set it for 30 days, or I can set it for a lifetime, depending
Yeah.
on what you did. So, but most people know that, and they'll come back and apologize. And normally it only happens once if it happens.
Yeah.
So,
I don't ever really hit anything because I don't heal up anymore.
yeah,
I
me
don't know
either.
about y'all, but there was time, and a real good friend of mine, JD, was telling me one time that it's been many, many years, but he had gotten into a fight many, many years ago, and he turned to his wife the next day and said, "Didn't I win that?" She goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Why do I hurt so bad?"
Yeah. Oh, I've been there.
And then we use that old added phrase that nobody ever really wins a
Yeah,
fight.
No.
100%, especially at this
yeah.
age.
Yeah, at this age, it's going to be like, I love the episode of Friends where they're like, "No hitting in the face." And like the one turns, he's like, "Well, Brandy and I have dinner tomorrow with her family, and I can't have a black eye."
Right.
Okay, we can only hit in the stomach.
Right.
Only the stomach and the chest, and they had this big discussion
Yeah.
about
We
it
don't
before.
really have it as much anymore. I think, like he stopped it right at the beginning when it started
So it's
happening.
just never going to happen.
Yeah.
No, it'll probably happen at some point again,
yeah,
but,
but just
it's very minimum now. I
Right.
can say, and
I'm really am zero tolerance when it comes to that stuff.
And you
know.
started it early.
Yeah.
And you
Yes.
started it often.
Yeah,
that
Yes.
We will
exactly.
deal with this immediately.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing I would like to point out is if you are fighting over a game of cornhole, this must be very childish.
Right. Yeah.
I can only think of how. Now, maybe if you smack somebody in the face with a bag intentionally, right? Like
Yeah.
a duel,
Yeah,
I
there you go.
challenge you.
The
know?
tortilla challenge.
Then, yeah, the tortilla challenge. Have you seen the one where the husband gets hit with the tortilla and he's like training, and they're playing that Eye of the Tiger?
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to hit his wife back, and he's got 2 tortillas taped on either side of an aluminum bat. And he's
Oh,
like,
wow.
I'm ready for it now.
That's good.
Like
Yeah.
getting ready. Like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, we haven't seen him again, have we?
Yeah,
No,
yeah. No one's
no.
ever seen that man again. Ironically, he's right there on that missing poster next to the guy
Yes,
that gave his wife a
yes.
scale for
Yeah,
her
really.
anniversary, right?
yes.
He's a good guy, right? No. All right. So in the best cornhole story, one of the ones that sticks out when somebody asks you to tell a good one.
The best cornhole story is just any benefit that we've done. We're getting ready to host another one for Cares for Colt. He's
Yeah.
a Maypearl kid that slid off the side of the road and went down a ravine
I
and
heard about that. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's
storm. Yeah, and he.
horrible accident.
Yeah.
And he is amazing, doing amazing now. Like he's not normal by no means or back to where he needs to be, but
Right.
he's so much further than we ever dreamed he would be.
Right.
So we're getting ready to have him out, and it's not so much a fundraiser this time as it is look at what what
yeah.
what miracle has
Celebration
happened.
of-
Yes, exactly.
of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we've done some really good fundraisers, like
We've done a few up here, and we've joined fundraisers up here, and they've been very successful.
Yeah.
But some of it's the player that was scared to get out there and throw a bag,
I would think.
and then they're an elite player now or whatever. It just goes to show in 6 months they can do that. Where
it is always very exciting when you get somebody here that doesn't ever play, and then they start playing, and then they get hooked on it, because it does get that way, and then you see them playing and they're super excited, like they're going to main stages and winning good money in tournaments, and
Yeah.
they've just stuck with it. So it's kind of like you've kind of raised your child, and now they're doing great. I feel like that's kind of how we do with some of them.
I know that whenever I retired from the service, PTSD was through the roof, and I was agoraphobic. I was like, nothing but clowns and ISIS are outside of that building.
Right.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm sleeping with a gun. I'm not. There's nothing but evil out there.
Right.
And I went this organization got me a PTSD service dog.
Oh wow.
And so, I don't want to give away too many secrets on the air, but they build up how much help that dog needs and how much they need you to make that dog go be social and work.
Gotcha.
Well, you don't realize it's nefarious.
Right.
They're doing that to you.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then eventually one day you come in and they're like, "How's it going with the dog?" And you're like, "Man, I get him out 3 times a week. I go to a bar and I
Right.
hang out with him. I don't drink because I'm afraid to drink.
Right.
But I go out there and hang out with him. He's interacting with people, and I'm like, I've made friends with people. They call me up for puppy dates, and they're like,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you're like, you sons of
Yeah.
y'all tricked me.
Yeah.
You made me go be social.
Right. Exactly.
And then, I retired him. He's passed, and I can do a podcast now. I can
Exactly.
host with
Wow.
anyone, never meet a stranger
Right.
anymore.
That's amazing.
And people who knew me in 2015, 2016,
Right.
see me now, and they're like, "Dude, your face looks relaxed.
Right.
You don't look tired.
Right.
You look like you can handle it."
They're not scared to be around you anymore.
Yeah, I'm just a normal guy.
that kind of reminds me of some of these kids. Some of these kids that play, they're not real social people.
Right.
This is their outlet. They're not great at football. They're not a baseball star. They're not a true athlete in other people's terms.
Right.
Through high school, and then they come over here and they kick butt. We had one kid that I guess he's a freshman now, but he wouldn't wear his jerseys and stuff to school because they made fun of him for playing cornhole, because these are all football players, baseball players, and then they started seeing his podiums and him holding cash and getting free jerseys and free stuff
Guess who's
from
playing
everybody.
cornhole now?
Yeah,
Huh?
what'd you get paid for your football game last
Yeah,
night? Other
exactly.
than
Right. You know what? You make that sack in that hole, you can get $20. and
guess who's
it's
going to be
nothing
walking when
illegal
they're
about
our
it.
age? The
Right.
cornhole player, not the
Yeah.
football player.
Oh yeah. Still, he's not going to be hurting. He's not gonna,
Exactly.
I mean, like what? Just switch to the left arm. I guess.
Exactly.
He
Yeah,
gets
carpal
too much,
tunnel's the
right?
worst.
Carpal tunnel. Go get a surgery. You'll be
But
back.
it does force them to come out, and you
It
have
does.
to talk to your opponent, and you have to put in the score, and you have to, have a conversation, and so it helps a lot of them get out of their shell, like
Right.
That's what I enjoy about the switch or the rounders, is you play with a different person, so you're getting to know all these people as you're playing.
Right.
And it's making you mingle with other people and get to know people. So
What are the different sizes of the sacks? I mean, explain the weight class of them. Do
They're-
they all have to be the same weight?
yeah, they got to be really within. Very small change in any of them. So they're basically governed by Texas Cornhole League or American Cornhole League, ACO, whatever it is. But they're all really, really close. They've got a smaller template and a larger template, but it don't vary by much. The weight's got to be really, really close.
How many sets do you own personally?
I've probably got 20 to 25 sets of
And
bags.
you?
I pick them because they're pretty, not because I played and they're great, but I'm like, oh, those are cute. And now,
Said every woman ever.
yes,
right,
and so we do have a lot, and they're handy when we play for benefits and people don't have their own bags.
yeah,
We pass them
'cause-
out there, so we have a lot.
Because if somebody comes to join me tonight, y'all gonna have to pass out another set.
Well,
'Cause I don't know what are we up to the 40 people tonight already? Or
We're probably 25 to 30
Yeah.
tonight.
25 to 30 tonight? Okay, I'm just making sure, because if I get somebody to come help me, it's gonna definitely
But
be another
there's
set.
bag companies that sponsor some of these kids that are playing, and they have custom bags for
Oh,
them.
I would
and
not doubt it.
It has gotten very
Why would
big.
you not invest in a 12, 13-year-old kid
Exactly,
to
yeah.
do something they love to do.
And
You know?
because they're just going out there having a good time, like they're now for any of them that are in the bar drinking, the adults, they're like, yeah, y'all keep drinking, because they're not drinking and they keep playing good, and
They know they're going to take our money.
yes, they're going to
Yeah.
take the guy's money because he can't see the hole no
Get
more.
drunk, old man. Get drunk. Your wife's over there going to drive you home. You're
Exactly.
a professional
Yeah,
cornhole player. Yeah,
That's
right.
right.
Yeah, I'll take your money here.
Yeah.
In a minute.
Yeah.
You got this 13-year-old boy that's sober as a
Yeah.
preacher
Yes.
in church, and he's got nerves of steel, and and you're over there going, I could whoop him.
Wondering why he's wearing $250 shoes.
Right,
you know?
right. And then you hit the disco ball.
Yeah, that'd be
would
us.
It goes
yeah.
rolling around. That's a
Yeah.
callback joke to our earlier comedy
Right.
Yeah.
material, right?
That would be me.
That's hilarious. Well, guys, y'all have been fun. Thank y'all for jumping on here with me. Plug it again. Kinfolk Cornhole.
Yeah, Kinfol Cornhole. We're just all over Dallas-Fort Worth, or mainly in Johnson County.
Yeah. And I pull up Kinfolk Cornhole,
Yep.
and I followed it, liked it, become a friend with it.
Yep.
You'll see all the stuff. They're doing flyers for everything that y'all are doing. Y'all have great marketing. Come one, come all.
Yeah,
Don't
100%.
get banned, and you can play forever.
Yeah.
You know,
We've never banned anybody.
we've
you
never
know,
used
so
it.
we've been very fortunate. Most of the time, it's a conversation that can happen.
Well, I am very. I'm the first person to apologize whenever I've done something wrong.
Right.
And I'm also the first person to apologize when I haven't done something wrong, just to get everybody to calm
Me too.
down,
Right,
Me too.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've done that many a times, and I have, fortunately, knock on wood, since 2017 of being up here, only been kicked out of one bar, and it was a misunderstanding where I was sitting next to the wrong person.
Right.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what y'all think happened, but I didn't do it.
Right. Right.
And I'm not going to be that
Right,
person that
right.
goes down for this. So
Exactly.
still went back and apologized the next day to
Yeah,
make sure
yeah.
that everybody knew. So, all right, they're all packing in here at 6:25. We're about to
Oh,
get
yes,
started at
they'll be
7. So
here.
the sacks are dropping. Everybody, y'all tune in and check us out on your social media and all this. I'm sorry, he's giving us a hard
Yeah, oh,
time.
yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
It was working. I was like, are we about to get? He's gonna throw a sack and hit me in the face, right?
No, they're starting to roll in.
Yeah, they're starting to roll in. Okay, so this has been the Hoots Happenings podcast. You guys stick around, and we'll see you on down the road, guys. And
we
y'all,
appreciate it.
thanks again for
Thank-
Kinfolk Cornhole.
Yep. Thank you for having us. We really
Randy
appreciate
and Roger.
Yep.
And make sure you like and follow us on your social media, on Facebook. And remember, we're on anywhere you get your podcast, Apple, anything that you want to queue it up, you can find the Hoots Happenings podcast. Y'all take care of yourself, and we'll see you down the road.